I won't make it easy for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me breaking your sweat. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want, so keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you wrapped around my finger.
Hello. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Sarah Louisa Jane Heath, if that is your real name.
I can neither confirm nor deny if that is my real name.
It's also not. Is your video frozen on your side?
Mm-mm. You look great.
I mean, let me just turn you on and turn you back off real quick, just to see. Fix it, God. There you do. Praise God.
Look what the Lord has done. Welcome to Your Favorite Ants, a podcast where you just get to hang out with your favorite ants who have some thoughts. They have opinions. You want to introduce yourself? Because it's my favorite part. Because then I have to figure out who I am 2 seconds later.
I would say that today I am songwriting sensation and Kennedy Center Award winning songwriter, Carole King.
Ooh, wonderful. And I'm Reba McEntire.
And this is your favorite ants, except for you've got more lips than Reba. Let's be honest. Reba does not have a top lip.
I did not think. Now that you say that, Reba
go
McEntire
look
really
at it. Go
have
Google
a top
it.
Lip.
She don't got no top lip. Like, granted, she is the Celine Dion of country music, and I will stake my claim on that.
She is.
Like, people,
but also isn't Celine? Well, yeah. Never mind. I was thinking of Shania Twain. They're both Canadian, so I get confused.
Yeah, Shania Twain is the Shania Twain of country. You know,
Shania Twain is the Shania Twain of country.
Yeah, like she's just everything to me. I'm really proud of you. So welcome to the pod, everyone. We hope you're having a fabulous week. And if you're not, that's okay, because a lot of us aren't. You're in good company. So
it's been a rough one.
Yeah, it has. But you know what I've done? Slept a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to.
Currently obsessed with this new video game. It is like The Sims and Roller Coaster Tycoon had a dinosaur baby, and it's Jurassic Park. And so it's literally like you're trying to rebuild the islands after they've blown up and trying to fix it, and it's so fun. I wasted an entire day today. If my friend Tuhina didn't come over, I don't know if I would have left the couch.
I mean, sometimes you need that.
I mean, I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do.
So let's start with you then. How the hell are you other than not leaving a couch?
Mostly good. I'm thinking about what I want to cook for dinner, because the man is coming over. And I'm thinking that I'm going to do he said, I want something with black-eyed peas and collard greens. And I'm just like, here's the deal. I'm a bad Southerner. I hate black-eyed peas and I do not like collards.
Wait, is he a Southerner? I don't think I know.
Oh, this. He grew up just south of, or north of Atlanta, south of Atlanta, in Flowery Branch, wherever that is. That's where his parents are. But yeah, he is quintessential Southern. It's very wonderful.
So if you're not going to do black-eyed peas, I don't actually like black-eyed peas either, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I would rather have regular peas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, LeSueur peas, mix them with some potatoes.
Peas, you know?
Ooh, you know what I want? I want mashed potatoes. So I was thinking, I'm like, if we're going to go Southern, I'm thinking I'm going to do country fried steaks, except for with pork chops.
Ooh.
So real, mix it up a little bit. We are dreaming and scheming. So after this call, I have to go to the grocery. I don't want to do, but it's like, oh, you could have gone grocery shopping earlier, but you fucking played a goddamn Jurassic Park video game all day, and that's on you. And so I accept that.
I am accepting that. I am moving beyond.
I am overcoming by the testimony and etc. And how the hell are you, Sarah Heath?
I'm doing pretty well. I am actually in Portland, Oregon with one of my best friends in the entire world. I was in Bend for the week, did some work on my Airstream, did a lot of remote working, hung out with my friends and her adorable little kiddos, and then got to hang out. I'm here with my best friend. We're in this like little, we're in a tiny home that we've rented. We're like this, they don't even know that they're on the internet, but we are like, I think it used to be the garage, and now this is our place for us to dwell for the next 2 days and just hang out. And I'm looking forward to that. It's been a rough week internationally, and it's the 2-year anniversary. It was today 2 years ago where I had to decide what our community was going to do about coronavirus. And my favorite thing is I was like, I guess we just go week to week. Yeah.
And then we did. We really did go week to week, and we didn't move
for 2 months or for 2 years, for 2 whole years. And so here we are.
Yeah.
So yeah,
my church is special starting to get back in person. It's like,
yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah. I met with a couple pastors this week, who are just now getting back to going, and just is not a statement of any sort of anything, but
yeah, we started back in the beginning of the year, but then when Omicron came through, we were like, nope. And then we took 3 more months off.
Yeah.
So now we're back, and it feels good. And I'm curious for you because, I mean, Atlanta, like most of the time, all the places I frequented were like everyone was masking up no matter what. And there was no indoor seating for a long time.
Right.
Now, all the cafes that I typically go to where the baristas are typically masked, it's a mixed bag.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like, browbeating anyone in any direction. It's just very interesting. I don't have any. It's not that I don't have anxiety about it, but I guess it is that I don't have anxiety about it. Otherwise, I would do something different, wouldn't I?
I think I noticed with you after getting your booster, you're much like, okay, here we are,
Yeah. And also it's like if the CDC like tells me to change what I'm supposed to be doing, like I'll change it. And this is also something I'm trying to figure out too with like the event for April 2nd is like, I'm going to be requiring people to show their vaccination cards, which like, I think it's kind of a no-brainer. And then it's like, well, are we going to mask inside? Question mark. I'm going to see what the CDC has to say. And if say what the CDC has to say. Anyways, I also want to open up to everyone else. How's everyone else who's here? How are you doing?
How the hell is everyone doing? I love that somebody just wrote, let's go, girls.
After Shania Twain.
Up tonight. I'm feeling all right.
You know who my favorite Shania did a duet with Orville Peck called Legends Never Die.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
And Orville Peck has just continued to grow on me because he is, if Johnny Cash and Elvis had a baby, I think it would be Orville Peck.
Or Colton Wall. That man has a voice.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also, my fucking washer is going crazy in the background. So, anyways, so yeah, should we get into?
We've got some things.
Let's get into the mess. Let's get into the mess.
So I want to start with something that just, I don't know if it would but I just read about it yesterday, which is that Jussie Smollett, that's how we say his last name, has been sentenced to 5 months in jail for staging that fake hate crime in downtown Chicago.
Buddy. Well, glad it was just that much because they could have done much worse, I suppose.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like we talked about it as like a hate crime and we were concerned and we were for Jussie.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Like, I mean, because just like, it just a gay black man gets hate crime. And I'm like, wow, yeah, it kind of makes sense. And then
everybody jumps to you.
I mean, and of course, like that's what you want to do. But as soon as like all the other stuff came out, I was like, oh no. It's one of those things where like, I think a lot of people like were tempted to feel foolish, like we're dumb or wrong for throwing our support behind somebody when they said, hey, I got attacked.
Right.
But really like the reality is like, we don't need to worry about that. don't need to be worrying about
It kind of falls on like this side of like, I remember, oh gosh, I'm gonna forget his name. The actor from Community that got blamed for sexual assault and wrote a lovely response, which sounds weird to say, basically saying, look, please investigate this. This was a consensual situation. But if I have to go through a little bit of shame and a little bit of problem for people to start believing victims, then I am fine with that. Like, come for me, because we have let far too many men get away with this kind of behavior because we always don't trust the victim. So if you need to trust her, even though this is not the situation, or I didn't experience the situation in this way, then I would rather have, I will, like, it was just sort of a lovely response. Like, hey, let's always believe the person, even if it involves me. And I thought,
yeah,
woo.
You know, moment of vulnerability here. I had one of my friends who I hooked up with one time, like, reach out to me back, like, it was probably over a year and a half later, and said, hey, so that one time we hooked up, like, I know that I said yes and I affirmed it out loud, but I wanted to say no and I didn't feel like I could. Oh, it was Aziz Ansari. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I can never, thank you. I'm terrible with remembering actors' names.
Especially what was so interesting about the Aziz Ansari thing is, like, he just came out with an episode on Master of None, where the person he's working with is accused of sexual assault. So it was like, when all that came out, I was just like, this is very interesting, because he literally just made an episode addressing this sort of thing. So, like, it was very surprising, blah, blah, blah. And also, I think, you know.
So how did it feel to have someone say that to you? I didn't feel like I could say, I would just.
I mean, at first, like, he texted me and said that he wanted to talk about it. And I immediately went into, like, defensive mode, because I'm just like, what's he going to tell me? He's going to tell me I'm a bad person. He's going to, and the thing was, like, that was not the case. He was just like, yeah, I'm not saying you did nothing wrong. You know, you were forward. I said, and all he basically asked me was, just as you were able, be more aware of the power that you have. And be aware of, like, you know, kind of. And so now I'm one of these people who, like, ever since then, like, it was a very beautiful conversation. He was like, yeah, like, it wasn't bad. You didn't do anything wrong. I just know that I would have rather done something different than I did. And I wanted to tell you so I could have some peace. And I was like, and to this day, we're still very good friends.
What a beautiful thing.
And I was so scared to hear the truth.
Yeah.
But and the thing is, the truth was not what I expected it to be. The truth was just like, you just take responsibility for your power. You know, make sure that the person knows beyond any shadow of a doubt that they can say no after they've said yes. And
which is something you say. So I kind of love that, like, hey, this is your messaging and this is how you are either living into that or not living into that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what my whole point of that was, we have to trust, just because Jesse did lie to us, is what evidence has shown us. It doesn't mean that we assume again and again that the people claiming this are lying, I guess.
Yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah. So sorry, Jesse. I hope that get well soon, buddy.
I know, 150 days in jail. It's a long time.
And also, you're pretty. So, like, oof.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will not be so bad. It's just, you know.
I wonder if they'll put him, because of his well-known nature, if he'll have his own space.
I wonder if he'll stay in all 5 months.
Yeah, that's true. And then what is your acting career after that? Not much.
You know.
Or maybe what happened? He might be. He's a better actor because we all believed him. So maybe that's like.
And that's the thing. It's just like, it's like, you're not out here being accused of assault, so it's not like, you know, like you just kind of staged a thing, which is kind of weird.
In your field, like, he acted, it went well. Maybe it was like a grand audition.
You know, maybe. So
maybe it's performance art.
Could be.
All of us have missed it.
We're all. If it's performance art, he hasn't said anything about it. So
there we go.
If that's a performance art, then that parking job I had earlier today was a performance job.
Okay, since we are in a moment of honesty, I just told Crystal, my friend here, that I rented a car 2 weeks ago in North Carolina, and because I was speaking at an event, and I had this like Lincoln SUV that had terrible. It was so hard to see the backup. This is my excuse. I'm giving you a build up to it. I was so hard to see as you were parallel parking it, and I was parallel parking in front of a brunch spot I was going to go to. But
Mhm.
I ended up like messing. Don't laugh at me. I
I'm
ended up
not
messing up
laughing. I'm
the.
preparing myself to not laugh by
I
holding my
ended up
face straight.
I ended up like right along the hubcaps. You know what I'm talking about, where you just like shred the hubcaps to hell. And I
Mhm.
was so embarrassed that as I went to straighten up the car, I just drove away and I never went back.
Listen, when I tell you that is a common occurrence that has happened to me, I'm just like, this is embarrassing for everyone. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing for
I
me. It's
walk
embarrassing
in,
for the
I'm gonna
person
be the
watching it.
topic. Yeah, I'm gonna be the topic of your brunch. I have let women down, or men who say women can't parallel park. I can parallel park. I am actually a pretty good parallel parker. This was
It's
not
just
my moment.
sometimes it's hard. Like I can if it's parallel parking on I don't know. I
I
just
drove away and went to cookout.
I
I
mean,
was like, I can't mess up
you
a
let me
drive-through.
tell you what sounds like you let fear get the best of you.
I know.
Thank you, Mother Goose. Um,
It was very anxiety producing. Thank you, Megan, for recognizing my trauma.
mm,
It was very anxiety, and everyone was out on the like everyone was out like on the little tables, and it was a nice day. And so I was like, I'm gonna go take myself to brunch, and I was like, no, I'm not. Just
no,
drove
I'm not.
away.
It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna make it through.
It's
We don't have
fine.
to parallel park, and eventually, like, we're all gonna have a super sick backup camera that's gonna like
It
show
had a
us.
backup camera.
Well,
Thank you though for trying to defend me.
I really just want the best for you. Um, what's next on our agenda? What's
Well, the
the
next thing is that this is a huge news item that came out.
Hooganoozy?
Reports are saying Americans are experiencing unprecedented stress levels. It is now official.
Who said that? USA
This came
Today.
out from. I can tell you who the original poll. Uh-huh.
I mean, you don't
American
gotta.
Psychological Association. So it is a APA.
You literally. Here's the deal. You don't need to be the APA to know that.
So
Everyone's.
already weary from they so Thursday is when the U.S. adult they came out with the study.
What does the study say?
Basically, it says the poll surveyed a national representation group of about 3,112 people. It was mid-February till now, and people were overwhelmingly concerned about finances and particularly stressed about inflation. But it did not yet get to what is happening in the Ukraine. So they went back and had some conversations with that. So the professor of psychiatry and behavioral sciences at Vanderbilt University, Dr. Lindsay McKernan, said that we are already in an overwhelmed and depleted place.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Yep.
So the second
mean,
round of polling happened the 1st through the 3rd of March and found that 69% said they feared they were witnessing the beginning stages of what they believe will be World War III.
I mean, maybe.
And the highest stressed community were those who identify as parents.
Mm.
Mhm.
Late stage capitalism is stressful. What?
Shocked.
I mean, and like that's that. I mean, just for the record, I'd like to say that it is not a sign of the end times. Jesus is not coming back for us. We're stuck here. Okay. Whoops. Sorry to bust anyone's bubble on that one. Yeah, I thought about that for like half a second the other day. About well, what if? What if? And when I thought about it, I said, well, it would unfortunately. I hate saying it's our country's karma, but like we have destabilized the world for the better part of 100 years now, And
Mhm.
so, listen, when the chickens come home to roost, baby, you can't be mad about the noise.
Ooh, that's a great
Southern proverbs, baby.
Southern proverbs. Um, Also, I think it's hard to, and I think this is something that I shared with a friend because my friend was saying, I am so stressed out right now. And he has a lot of reasons to be stressed out, starting a new business, starting a new medication, starting a lot of new things. And he says, but I keep thinking that I am not in the Ukraine or not in Ukraine, not the Ukraine. Excuse me for putting the "the" in there, guys.
Third week in a row. Get out of there, Sarah.
I know
Get out of you racist demon. I'm just kidding.
it's not that. Honestly, it is living where I live, where we put a "the" in front of everything.
I mean, also just for the record, like that's what it was referred to in most
In
of
the Russian, yeah, for a long time,
no, yeah, but it's just in like our cultural consciousness. So just
right?
like
But it
I get it.
is Ukraine. It is not. What was? What did
Not the
Biden call
Ukraine.
it?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh, poor
Nothing
guy.
good.
No, he's not doing well. But I thought we should talk a little bit about. Yeah, absolutely. It is really good to try to exist in a moment of empathy and go, yeah, I am not experiencing that, but I want folks to be careful about sort of I call it like doomsday scrolling
Doom
to
scrolling.
yeah, doom scrolling to try to make yourself feel bad for feeling bad. Like other people are going through worse. Like I heard this report that honestly was one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever read about all of these people who had come from Yemen, moved to Ukraine, and so from a war torn country as and then moved. So the kids are double traumatized because they have been refugees to Ukraine and now are having to leave the place that once felt safe. So these kids have
Mm.
known nothing other than war. And so I
Oh,
had that
dude.
moment where I'm like, and here I am complaining because I have to do my taxes, right? And I think, yeah, there is that. Obviously, it is good to have perspective. And I think it's important to be aware. I think it's important to say, what can I do? What is my piece to do? How can I be empathetic? But I also want to say, if you're going through a hard time, like these studies
Mm.
are showing us, a lot of America is 65% of Americans are. Then
I mean,
what?
it's like
Right.
the trick is to not like yeah, M said it in the comments, trauma comparison or oppression Olympics. It's like when you start
Hmm.
doing when you play oppression Olympics, everybody loses.
Everybody
And
loses.
it's like, yeah, like if you need to check somebody and say, "Hey, like if they're complaining about something that's quite privileged, you can have that conversation if you want to, or you could let them just complain and worry
Mhm.
about yourself. Because really,
Yeah.
you're uncomfortable with the fact that they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. So many like I'm genuinely someone who is very comfortable. Even now, I will say that my stress level is low. But again, I meditate a shit ton.
Yes.
And also, like, I'm not in Ukraine, and I also have been working really hard on my mental health in general. So it makes sense to me that I'm here. It also makes sense to me why people would stress out because it's a stressful thing. And so it's like, I'm not going to beat myself up for having a feeling. I'm going to take care of myself. And so
Yeah.
when it comes up, when your stress level goes up, no matter what reason, it can be the stupidest reason in the world. It can be your trigger trauma pet peeve. It could be because the person in front of you made you miss your green arrow because they were, on their phone.
Right.
Whatever it is, your question should always be, what am I going to do to take care of myself? What am I going to do to return to peace? Because if you have that, you can navigate anything else.
Well, and the truth is you're also helping other people by doing that. Like
Yeah.
you're learning how to regulate your own responses and your own, I would say, even like physicality around that stuff is going to open you up
One
to
and the
be able.
same. One and the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So all that to say, it's okay if you're not okay. And it's also okay if you are okay. Just feeling bad about feeling good right now isn't
Yeah.
helping
If
anyone
you
either.
are, no, that's the thing. Whatever you're feeling, ever, forever is okay. Your feelings are neutral, they're just feelings. And
Is
like,
there, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, it's, especially now, at least just like if you're not taking care of yourself and you can tell that you're stressed out, if you're stressed out, that's data.
Mhm.
So, and what I mean by that is you are responsible for that, whether you like it
Right.
or not. And by that, I mean you're responsible to take care of yourself. So get off your phone, go take a bath, go rub one out, go smoke a J, go eat some food, go drink some water.
Rub one out.
Yes, go rub. 100% masturbation helps with stress. It like produces all the good feeling. It gives you a nice little release, and it's just like, oh. And even if you're just a modicum better, like I know for me,
the gay that we've been warned about.
100%, 100%. I'm here to tell you that it's okay to feel good.
Oh, we're not allowed to say gay. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
You are the happy person. We're not.
Yeah, I don't say gay anymore. Florida told me I can't.
Oh, it's so terrible. The other thing that has to do with Ukraine that we had in our notes before we tip in maybe over to other stuff is that the cost of gas,
bitch,
super high.
Wow, it's just like, how much did you pay for your last fill up?
Oh, me
in California.
In California, like $4.80.
It was,
but I left California a week ago.
It was $4.80 a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's $4 in Atlanta now.
Yeah.
In the South, I usually pay like $30-ish to fill up my tank. $59. I was like, this is gag. This is the kind of like I was like, I remember when I was a kid, we were paying 99 cents a gallon. Do you remember those days? 97 cents?
I do. I remember filling my car up for $20 and being like,
what is
I worked
this
so hard for this $20. And
now we're out here just like, listen, just like, it's like, oh, you want to go out to dinner? No, I do not.
I would love to meet you for dinner. I literally yesterday said to a friend, I was like, hey, why don't I stop by your house? Because you've been driving a lot in town. You've been driving a lot, and we shouldn't double up our trips.
I mean, this is exactly why, deadass, my next car is going to be electric, because I'm done with this. I am done with this.
So the funny conspiracy theory I heard was, well, we don't get that much oil from Russia, which is true. We don't. So that's fascinating. So gas companies are making record profits, guys.
Of course they are, because war makes money.
But I heard this couple at a restaurant say, I bet this is the electric car companies trying to push us towards getting electric cars. Somehow,
God, I hope so.
Somehow they're in bed with Biden raising the prices of gas so that you're forced to buy an electric car. By the way, this is in Eastern Oregon, so.
I mean, you know what? If that is the whole scam, I'm not totally mad about it. Like, I mean, seriously, that's the one way that we can actually price people out, like encourage people to stop buying gasoline-powered cars. It's like, hey, the price of gas is going to go continuously up over the next 10 years. You need to get an electric car. If you get it now, it's going to be better.
Well, and I think people just so I went back to my friend's home, though, and we were just talking about Ukraine and everything that was happening. I told her what I overheard, and she was like, you want to know, because we were talking about how a maternity hospital got bombed, guys. This is like literally the definition of a war crime, because there's no way to say we didn't know what we were like going for, because the weapons they're using are incredibly accurate. They know what they're striking.
Oh yeah.
So they
everything's on purpose. It's meant to
demoralize.
And my friend
just goes, where are all the pro-life people? I mean, this is literally, the baby hasn't even come out yet. She's like, this is like, where are they? Where are they? And I was like, that's a great point.
Oh, that is because they only care about one thing, and it is not actually people.
Yeah. So it's
so yeah, prayers and
thoughts, feelings,
lighting a candle, sending my energies, donating when I can, where I can, to organizations that help. And also, do not be mean to Russian people.
No,
that little Russian grandma up the street who's been making pierogies for you for 20 years, she is not the enemy.
No, she is not.
Yeah. No. I could go on a whole tangent about being able to recognize who's your enemy and not.
Oh,
trick question.
Whole episode. It's no one. It's you. You're your own enemy.
Tune in and find out.
And anyone who doesn't let you say the word gay.
Exactly. Speaking of, Ron DeSantis, you are an asshole, and fuck you.
It's the strangest thing because the
It's
number of people who are like, we want small government. We want small government. Also,
this is the
you,
thing too, is like you have now literally created state
Mhm.
sanctioned and
Right.
non-state sanctioned topics of conversation.
Yeah, which sounds a lot like
Fascism.
correct.
Yeah. And there's like parents should be in charge of it. It's like, let me tell you what happens when here's the thing, half of the people who are parents out here have no business being parents. I'm just gonna put
Fair.
that out there. They're products of capitalism, and all they've been doing is continuously just churning out more babies to become a part of the capitalist machine. And so,
Oof.
and it's, I mean, dead ass, because that's what it does. It's just like we went from an agrarian system. Do you want to do a little history lesson?
I do. I do. I
We
love
went
when
from
you
an
get excited about history.
we went from an agrarian society to industrial society, and within
Correct.
capitalism, they said what they do. Okay, we're going to create these housings that you have to live in, which is close to your work environment, and you have to work for so long so that you
Mhm.
can possibly get the raise, so you can have the baby, and then
Mhm.
we're gonna say, but did you know why public education became a thing? Because it was supposed to shape people into good little capitalists, good little hard workers who are going to go out and have general knowledge about the world and how things work, and train them for 12 years during
Yep.
the most formative years of their life to make sure they listen and behave. And go get the job and go work in the factories and then meet somebody, fall in love, continue to work in the factory for the rest of their life, have babies until their babies are old enough to go to school, and after they go to school, they go work in the factory, etc.
Yep. It's a system and we're in it. It's really hard to get out of it. When you recognize it,
You can't
it's
unsee it.
you can't unsee it. And the other part that's really hard is you can't live outside of it
Ding
in so many
dong.
ways. And we had a meeting the other day, like a couple weeks ago, actually, and I'll never forget you being like, "But it's capitalism. Like we all know we have to. We got to pay our bills, so it requires us. To
We
be
are
within
paying.
that
We are
system."
playing within the game of capitalism, and there's also ways within capitalism to still be more ethical. Like
Yes.
every single person who's going to be speaking at my event is getting paid. Because you know why? I'm getting paid.
Yes.
So, and they're making this work. So it's like, and
Yeah.
if I can pay more, I will. The way I usually do it is like, I was like, here's your base amount or X% of the ticket sales, whatever's more, because that doesn't make sense to me.
I would love for us to transition
A
over to
transition.
trends. Can we say transition? Are we allowed to say that?
Transition. Yeah. As a Tarns myself, I get to say whatever I want. Just kidding. That's not true.
To the drop spiders.
Excuse me?
They're
Oh, yeah. The
called
little tiny baby
Zorro.
spiders who are going to
They're
invade
not
America.
tiny. They're the size of a small child's hand.
What?
Yes, Eastern US are going to have these giant spiders.
Send me an image. Can you share it on the screen?
Okay, I can. I'll text it to you. And then
I'll share it.
Elon Musk's child.
Oh yeah, and then I do have Elon Musk's child on this as well. Whose name is literally a math problem.
Well, we knew that. Do we know how to pronounce it though? Like I knew it's like we named him 8 Beta 7. I can't remember how it was. Pronounced Paul.
I kept trying to. It's pronounced Paul.
No, that was a joke.
I believed you. I hate you. It's pronounced Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sending this to you right now. It is the stuff of nightmares, but they say they're actually friendly and super helpful.
They say that spiders are friendly. Yeah, right.
Despite their startling appearance, they're noted. They appear not to be harmful, and don't have any negative effects on the ecological or ecosystem. And
they just look horrifying.
They believe they're beneficial to native predators like birds and as additional food source as birds are running out. So this is manna. Manna coming from the sky is a spider as big as my tiny little hands.
Oh my god.
And this is why I cannot move to the East Coast. Drop spiders.
Come through. Okay, so I'm pulling up.
Peggy's answer is amazing. Unless they want to do my dishes, I'll opt out. Thanks.
Okay. So here we are.
just pull that thing up. There it is.
Can I? Wow.
That's it.
I should
My
have
parents
trigger
had
warned
one in their
everyone.
yard actually recently.
That's disgusting.
It's huge though. It's like the size of a hand.
They're scary looking. Could be soon moved to the eastern seaboard. Don't worry too much. Don't worry. Giant spiders are coming. Don't worry, you guys.
I mean, I guess
Don't worry. Oh, hold on. Say that again.
the murder hornets didn't do too much, so
Ugh, the murder. Listen, take me back to the days when murder hornets were the least of my worries.
we used to be worried about murder hornets, and now, Crystal's
We're-
going to
we're-
go use our
we're-
Airbnb bathroom. Good luck.
Good luck. I hope you enjoy it.
Now let's talk about the baby. First of all, question for me.
What baby?
So
oh,
baby-
Elon Musk's baby.
yeah,
With Grimes?
I don't know who Grimes is.
Grimes.
Is it Grimes? I don't know who that is.
Alternative pop star. Real
I have no
alien,
idea.
real weird.
Yeah, real weird. So they had a baby, but then they broke up right after the baby was born.
Classic.
But the name, is that really the name? It's like
Yes, that's really the name. Also, the name is not news. Are you just now hearing this?
yeah, I just heard this. Guys, don't make fun of me. I'm always a little behind.
A little? This baby's like a year old.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That baby was born a good minute ago. This is old news.
Oh, it was on my news feed. I guess because they broke up.
Yeah. And you just saw the baby, and that's what was interesting.
Well, it said
too.
after welcoming second baby, so I thought that meant right away. Okay,
No.
guys.
No, that baby, Alpha 97 or whatever the baby's name is been around a minute.
I thought they just had a little one.
They probably did, but it might have been the second one. But the first baby, Alpha Centauri 7.
Okay, well, we should check it out because I think they had a second baby like recently.
Whose name is also something weird? Question mark.
Mm-hmm. M says, Sarah, don't you read the news as soon as you wake up at like 4 a.m.? Yes, that's true. But apparently, I'm reading old news.
Oh my God, PH. Not gonna lie, if I ever had a kid, I'm naming it Steven. Pronounced Steve, but it's with a PH, pronounced Steven, so I'm not even place to judge. I think I saw like a meme and it said, I told the barista my name was Steven with a PH, and they wrote PHEVEN. And I thought that was very funny.
Okay, I'm looking up Elon Musk to see if was this baby just born? They're saying the baby's like a year old. I did not.
This is the second one.
The second one. It is the
Oh.
second one.
Where's my
So
phone?
It is the second one, and the first one, yeah, it's like just announced by them. I don't know how long ago it was born.
He has 7 children.
By who?
Grimes, though.
Yeah, this is the first. Yeah.
No, but who's making babies with him?
A lot of people. I mean,
He's the richest man in the world, so like, I get it. Go off. Hey, I need to go grab my phone real quick. So
Okay, no problem, because I'm
talking.
going to share this with people.
And I'm also gonna get a refill. So go get refills, everyone.
The first child's name was XAEAX to the third or whatever. And the new one, X Dark.
EAEA-12.
Correct. But they're just calling this baby Y. I mean, you do you. If you're going to have a baby, I mean, you get to choose the baby's name. My friend just told me that until she started to name her baby, she didn't realize, because she's a teacher, how many kids she hated in her classes because she didn't want to name the baby any of their names. But also, I've just spent a good portion of my time in Bend, Oregon. You're fine. Where the children are like named like, oh yeah, as an example, was in a line.
Explanation of the name.
Oh, here's an explanation of the name. Thank you. Our researcher just flew in. X, the unknown variable X, AE, my 11th spelling of AI,
right.
Artificial intelligence, precursor to SR-17, my favorite aircraft, plus my favorite archangel.
Nice.
Like, I mean, then guys, I was saying that it's funny how my friends were saying whenever they went to name their kid is when they realized they didn't like a lot of kids. They were a school teacher, and they're like,
Mm.
oh, all these names, I can't use these names because I had a Sarah in my class that was a dick, and so I don't want to name my kid Sarah. But I was saying, I was just in Bend, Oregon, where everyone names their kid like in the line to get food, there was a kid named Axel. There was it was all these like super white names of kids. It's like they just read something like there was a kid named Axe. So
I
Axel,
mean,
that they called Axe, and then there
I
was
know
all
all
the
my.
Ben names.
I mean, Adrian.
Grayson,
Like,
Brayden,
I've heard the name Scout,
Scout,
Piper.
Piper,
I see. Like, bring back something like Giovanni. You know?
Giovanni.
Yeah. Also, we got a question on the line on our
Oh yes,
hotline. Y'all,
let's
did you
start
know we
there.
have a hotline?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's move into question and answer our
Yeah.
opinions.
Question and opinion. So we got this cool little thing. If you go
We're so
to
excited.
my link tree in
And I'll put
there,
it in mine too.
yeah, and you can just go on the little thing, and it'll come. Oh my gosh! Like, here we are to have questions, and you can submit them via video, or you can submit them via audio, or by text. If you submit them via video, we'll show them on here. If you submit them by text, we'll just read them on here or play them on here. This is a text message we got from a friend named M, pronouns she, her. And it says, I go to a Catholic high school where we have to take compulsory religion course every year. And each class sort of has different themes like Bible stories, content, world religions, Catholic traditions, etc. And my class this year is on religion and culture. It would usually be pretty interesting, and the course content is very interactive and philosophical. However, my teacher has seemed to take it upon herself to constantly talk about quote unquote hot button topics like abortion, euthanasia, with a really harmful lens, calling it quote
Ooh.
unquote unethical, even though it's a reality that maybe some of my classmates are going through at the moment. She went as far as to say that the Catholic Church shouldn't be scrutinized for the residential school system. Yikes. As a queer evangelical kid who's pretty articulate when it comes to matters of theology, I am
No
often the
kidding.
one to call her out on her harmful conservative, the church can do no wrong bullshit. But I don't know whether it's coming from a healthy place or coming from a reflex of having to defend my basic human rights and the rights of other marginalized communities, bigoted people. I want to speak up and not let her say these awful things, but I don't want to be seen as the angry gay girl with the religious trauma who's picking a fight. What should I do? Thanks a lot, M.
First of all, M, you are an articulate person. That was wonderfully written. Let me be the first to say, just so wonderfully written. Kevin, what would you say? Because I've got some thoughts,
Yeah.
but
One, don't be as mad as you are. If they see you as the angry gay person, it's probably because are you an angry gay person? Ta-da! Congratulations. Like,
yeah, you're
calling me
allowed
angry.
to be
It's
the
like,
angry gay kid who has
well,
church
aren't
trauma.
you?
If that's who
You're
you are,
angry
then be that person.
And also, it's just like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, be as mad as you are. Two, this is where I would say, okay, so like, if this is how I want to do, I want to be a person who's going to instigate and try to make change in this space because I want to make change. Because if I do that, this is going to cost a lot emotionally. You got to really ask what you want to do with this. And then also, I wouldn't take shit lying down, and I wouldn't do it by yourself. You should organize a little bit. And what I mean by that is like, ask your classmates first, who in the immediate vicinity feels similarly to you that this teacher's going a little too far with, like, even though it's the Catholic thing. Two, do you have another adult in the school who could be an ally for you?
Yep.
Go check with them, an administrator, a teacher, a nurse, whoever. And third, I would start there, because if she's continuously like saying harmful things, this is what I would do. Don't argue. You state it like a fact when you're talking to her. And you just raise your hand. It's like, hey, I'm sure you didn't. You can preface it this way if you want to. It's like, hey, that's racist. And like, how is it racist? You tell them why it's racist. Well, but it's like, no, it's still racist. I said, I know that you're trying to explain it away, but that's a problematic view that results in the harm of people. And I just I think it's not right. I don't know. And you just leave it there. And just like if they keep trying to like push it as like, no, this is the way it is, I'm just like, you are wrong.
I think that the thing that I think is really, after doing youth ministry for 6 years, I think the thing that's really important is for you to know that you are speaking up for those who aren't in the class yet able to do so. That doesn't mean you have to do it every time. Doesn't mean you have to be that kid. I just don't want you to feel alone in this, because even though you may not be hearing other voices, there is someone in the room for the first time that's hearing that maybe who they are is okay. And that's a painful thing in place for you to be. But sometimes I think it's important, because I noticed in the way that Em wrote the question, there was absolute care for marginalized people. Em was you're already just, I mean, I don't know if you can read these comments if you are someone who listens to the episode later, but I would want to invite Em, if you could come and read the comments of what people are writing. People are very proud of you, and people are standing with you in this. And I know it must feel, you said, I don't want to be that kid. You're not alone in this. You're not that kid. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of kids.
Let me tell you what. Be that kid. Be that bitch. You know why? Because guess what? You're going, like, do you want to get what you want? Do you want this person to stop, like, and like at least maybe at minimum, like, I don't know, like I wouldn't want to stay in that classroom if it were me. And I wish that somebody told me as a high schooler, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, and you can figure it out. Let me tell you, oh my God, I would have been such a pain in the ass in high school.
I think it's important too to notice that there is this, Em brings up a really good point. There's a power imbalance when it's a teacher. So you have to take care of yourself. You don't want to sink your entire academic career. But I also think take some strength in knowing that you aren't alone in this. And I love the idea that Kevin gave you. I think it's really important to find adults that are in that space that are able to stand with you. I mean, when I was in graduate school, there was a professor that I had that I used to go to her class because in a way she was the only one that would support me when I was going through really tough times. It was like, I felt so seen and known by her, and it made it easier for me to be around some of the spaces and places where I didn't feel seen and known. So when there is a power differential, if you can find someone who is also at an equal level to that teacher, I think you're going to find yourself with a little more peace and feel supported, which is what we're hoping for in the midst of this.
And also, fuck that teacher. They sound awful. And
fuck that noise.
Fuck them. Seriously. Like, I wish that someone it was like, they're just a person with a fucking degree. They don't know shit. Okay? Let me hashtag not all teachers. Okay.
Not all teachers. It's true.
Definitely not all teachers.
Definitely not all teachers. Some of you are absolute heroes, and we are so grateful for you and all the degrees that you work so hard for and don't get paid enough. All right. So we have the last thing we want to do. There's a voicemail.
Yeah, we got a voicemail. And I believe that the person who left the voicemail is also on the line. Ooh. So here it is.
This is M. My pronouns are she, her. And I was just curious what my favorite aunts thought about this theory that I've been seeing, off and on over the past at least year everywhere, that the reason boomers are such a problem to literally the entire world is because they've been poisoned by lead since birth.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just diving into the conspiracy theory versus actual science. What do you think?
Well,
I haven't heard, of course. I do read the news, but I don't know. I'm not reading the right thing. I haven't heard about this conspiracy theory.
I mean, holds water. Holds water.
I actually think there is toxicity. I would agree. Don't know that it's lead. Would say that environmental pressures, right? I think about all the movies that were very popular for those who fall in that bracket, like Working 9 to 5.
Working 9 to 5.
What's the movie with I'm so terrible at this. Alex P. Keaton's character, all these characters that really made it seem like the way to be happy was to make money. The way to get the girl, the way to get the guy was to make money and figure out how to create an empire. Oh, hi, Tippy. But I don't know that that necessarily has to do with lead. But also, I had fluoride in my water growing up, so I don't know that I'm the one to judge.
Wait, do we not have fluoride in our water anymore?
I mean, I think we do, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
think
don't
we
know.
still
Maybe we'll
do.
discover that's why I'm problematic.
I mean, take me now, God. So yeah, I would say no idea, but also makes
But now
sense.
I'm looking it up.
It's possible. But yeah, those are our two little keys of the week. If you want to leave us a message, a voicemail, or you want to get some advice, you can do that on the Your Favorite Ants hotline. Go to me and Sarah's social media, click on the YFA hotline, and you can leave a voice message, a video message, or a text message. Questions about anything.
Anything.
Yeah, seriously.
Advice?
What we think about
Questions?
stuff. Life advice. Yeah, we'd love to know. So
I just want you to know Emma's not alone. Peggy has also heard that boomers have. Hold on. We've got an expert in the room. Hey, nurse. My friend Crystal is a nurse. Have you ever heard that the reason that boomers have a problem is they've been exposed to lead?
the reason they're problematic.
You know what she just said? I haven't heard that one, but it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Tippy, what do you
We
think?
just pulled our medical expert. So,
Yeah.
and it's just Tippy and Crystal.
And Tippy says, yeah, it's happening that way.
That is such a cute dog. Your dog is so cute.
She's a baby.
She really is. Em, thank you for bringing up that question. I'm really fascinated because it was in paint. It was in the ground.
It was in our pipes. It was all over the place. Whale.
Well,
I think that kind of caps it. I think we did it. I think we made it.
We did it. We made an entire show.
Once again, I'm always surprised. It's a magical time.
The fact that we do this and that you incredible people show up. I mean, people are showing the people that come up from across the world and it's like tomorrow. You guys are amazing. The people that show up that are like, down the street from Kevin, you guys are amazing. Those of you who are listening to this while you're supposed to be in your religion class, you're amazing.
Yeah. Is there anything you need to promote, share, or talk about?
Yeah. So I'm really excited. Revcovery is still going well. That's the podcast it's going, it's popping. But we're starting a Discord. Information about that will come out in a Patreon to go along with that. So I've been working so excited. The Dirty Rotten Church kids have been like giving us some help on figuring out how to launch that. So that's been great. I want to promote the thing that Kevin's doing because it has a really cool lineup coming up. The one-day event. Are you full or can you take more ticket buyers?
Yeah, it's not full.
Okay.
We got lots of space. April 2nd, we are having an event in Atlanta called the Crowded Table Gathering, Crowded Table Live. I don't really know. But we're going to just be having a day-long event where we're getting together to hang out, hear stories, practice some stuff together, do a live podcast with Josh and Adrian, who are the Dirty Rotten Church kids, if you've ever heard of them, and eat some nice food together. Go to some restaurants, maybe get a bevy. But tickets are super cheap. They start at $33, and we have a bunch of people from the Crowded Table, the online community, who are going to be doing the digital retreat version. So if you can't make it to Atlanta or live events are just not your thing right now, you can join us by going to thecrowdedtable.mn.co. That's it.
I have a spot for a couple more clients. So I got some people who are finishing up working with me for one-on-one coaching. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm sending out or I'm taking on more clients, which I'm really excited. Spots are opening up. Other than that, I don't know, dude. Have a great
Go
Friday.
listen to our other podcasts. Listen to... Oh, that's what I didn't do today. I didn't edit my other podcast, The Tiny Revolution. So podcast will come out tomorrow, I guess.
Oh, is that the one with propaganda?
No, he is coming on the show in a couple months, like a week or so. I couldn't tell you. I need to go look at my content calendar.
Oh, honey. And you need to go to the grocery store.
I'm tired, and I have to I need to take a shower because I haven't washed my hair in a while, and I need to go to the grocery store.
Your paint for lead.
Yeah. Is that your advice for the week?
My advice for the week is make sure that you don't have lead in your walls.
Yeah. And my advice for the week is to Whenever you start to feel stressed about a
Mm.
relationship that you don't know where it's going, just recognize it's not going anywhere. It's only ever right here. What the fuck are you worried about?
Oh, we only have this moment, and now this moment, and also this moment.
The holy instant.
I love you. I'm so glad we were together. Everyone,
It's my
have
favorite
a fantastic.
time of the year. Everybody's becoming queer. Right?
Right.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for coming to your favorite ants. We hope you have a great weekend. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another. And we'll see you soon. Say
We'll see you
bye,
next week.
Kissy Boopy.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, she's so cute. Look at her. Oh, someone take a picture.
I wish you were talking. Wait, hold on. This
We're
is
still
really
on. I know. I just want see. Can you
She's
get
so
it?
cute. I gotta get her.
Mm.
Oh, what a cute baby.
Wow. Okay, now we'll end the show. Bye,
Now
everyone.
on the show.